This CMAC Sports broadcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Thank you for your support.
Welcome to the field, visiting Stallions.
From McLane Stadium in central Fresno, welcome to high school football on CMAC. Tonight, the host McLane High School Highlanders take on their North Yosemite League rivals, the Madera South Stallions. Hello again, everybody. I'm Dan Taylor with the coach, Fred Clark. We had a wild one last night, right down to the wire, and we expect an interesting game here tonight.
I don't know if we'll be able to match the mistakes, the turnovers, and the long football game, but it was exciting tonight, and if we can equal that, I'll be very happy in 3 hours.
These two teams, McLane under Andrew Pancotti, ever improving, some terrific young talent. Madera South, it's a struggle.
No doubt, this is the McLane's best season in a generation. The Stallions, it's a building year with hopes for better things to come in the future.
Out on the field, McLane High has won the toss. They have elected to defer until the second half, and they're just about ready to kick this game off. Glad you're with us here on CMAC from McLane Stadium. Opening kickoff in the air, all the way into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Madera South will bring it out to the 20-yard line to begin on offense. Fred, the Stallions, primarily a running team. We have seen them in the past. They have the ability to go to the air, but what they do best with their smaller roster size, both these schools have small rosters, but what they really do best is run the football.
Yeah, they run in the wing tee. They really don't feel comfortable putting it in the air a heck of a lot. They want to keep the ball on the ground, eat up the clock, chew up yards, and keep McLane's high-powered offense off the field as much as they can.
Ahmed Sharhan, their starting quarterback. It's a very young team. They even have freshmen. They have pulled a few players up from the junior varsity squad. And right out of the chute,
and the Highlanders know pretty much what's coming. They know what Madera South plans on doing. They're going to stack the box with 8 or 9 men and challenge Madera South to beat them on the pass.
Octavio Jorge Flores, who has played a number of positions, is under center, airs it out, and the ball is deflected and incomplete. Trying to go deep down to the 50-yard line.
McLane initially going in single coverage, but the ball hung up a little bit, and there was plenty of activity over, and that ball, no way that was going to be caught. This McLane team is, thin depth-wise, but they have a lot of talent at the skill positions, a lot of speed.
3rd down and 8 for the Stallions. Flores in the pistol. And they're going to stay on the ground. Picks up about 4 yards. He'll be stopped about 5 yards shy of the first down. And that'll set up a punting situation for the Stallions.
For your Highlanders, T.J. McMillan III.
So T.J. McMillan III, the returner, back at about the McLane 40-yard line. And that's about where the ball bounces. And he muffs it initially, picks it up, still on his feet, up to the 40, where he's ultimately brought down.
A little bit sloppy tackling back there. They should have had him back with no gain or no advance whatsoever. Is able to slip away, and if he gets out in the open, speed kills.
So the Highlanders now on offense, and one of the first questions that always gets asked when their coaching staff arrives at the stadium is who's starting at quarterback. They've got a couple of talented young quarterbacks. And it appears it is Zamora. So Noah Zamora, who we saw come off the bench the last time we brought the Highlanders to you. He will be the starter this time. Jaden Turner, the other quarterback, both very talented.
Had some movement on the Highlander line.
Not the way you want to start the game.
Well, that game we had last night and the game we had a week ago tonight, laundry was all over the field pretty much the entire game. We're hoping that doesn't happen tonight.
So the penalty makes it 1st and 15 for the Highlanders. Football at their 36-yard line. Zamora working from the pistol formation. He's got a receiver in motion. Now they're going to keep it on the ground. And they get back the 5 yards that they lost due to the penalty.
And off is 2. McMillan the third.
And the Stallions want to show a couple of different looks on defense.
Multiple Stallions on the tackle.
It took a few Stallions to bring him down there. So 2nd down and 8. Football at the 43-yard line. And they're going to go to the air and quick out pass. Shirks a couple of tacklers. Thought the big hit there was going to bring him down for sure, but it didn't.
Yeah, he's still going to be a little short of the 1st down, but definitely manageable. I think the Highlanders, if they have 2 opportunities to get 1 yard, I think they'll take them both. And as you said, Dan, when he was coming out of the backfield, the Stallions had a chance to stop him for virtually no gain.
So a penalty flag on the play, but it's waved off, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 2, maybe 3rd and 1.
Oh, right in midfield. 3rd and 1.
Now there we go. We got the 3rd down over there. We had a real comedy of errors with the chain gang last night at Sunnyside.
First time I've ever seen the workers shoot away.
Yeah. Hard to get fired from being on the chain gang.
Terrific defense there by the Stallions to stop Zamora, who thought perhaps with a keeper he could get around the right side, get that 1st down, but Madera South able to stop the run. And as you predicted, 4th and 1, and the Highlanders do not send a punt unit on. They're going to go for it.
No, the Stallions only had 2 down linemen the last couple of plays. Pretty much Darren McLane to go into the middle. We'll see what we have now.
Short.
1st down and then some. Big gain coming up. He's at the 30. Brought down. No, he's evades the tackle, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. 50-yard run for the touchdown for the Highlanders.
Well, that's a killer when you have 4th and short like that and gets broken. Looked like they almost had a chance to slow him down.
Looked like they had him at one point, but T.J. McMillan, the 3rd, going 50 yards.
Yeah, he gets in the open. There's not going to be any stopping him tonight.
Terrific job breaking free from tackles, bouncing off of a pretty good hit. And the extra point good. So McLane on top first. Highlanders striking with the first score of the night to take a 7-0 lead on Madera South.
That stop for the extra point was a little high. The holder did a good job bringing it down.
One of the things that Matt Johnson has been very complimentary of his team over is that they haven't quit this year. It's been a rough season. They're very young. They're taking their lumps, but they're learning week in and week out. And he likes the competitiveness. He likes the fact that nobody has dropped off the team out of frustration. They've stuck to it. They're continuing to work hard and try and improve, and the hope is that that'll pay some dividends at some point, hopefully before the end of the season.
Well, think about Coach Johnson. is, and this is true over at Edison, the players just, get that vibe from him. They know that he really cares about them as people, and, he pushes them, but there's a lot of encouragement in there too.
A lot of leg in that kickoff, and for the second time, the Highlander kickoff winds up in the end zone, and Madera South will begin their possession from the 20-yard line.
After we see over and over again these annoying pooch kicks and seeing it go into the end zone, especially from an NYL team, you just don't get a lot of that. And now they've got to go 80 yards, and that, to me, that's such a big weapon. If you have to go 80 yards on a pooch kick where it's going to be the 35 or the 40-yard line, and I know I harp on this every game, and I will continue to do so.
It's a breath of fresh air to see some strong leg kicking. Because you're right, we see a lot of pooch kicks, a lot of short kicks on the ground. Picks up a couple of yards. Justin Caballero, who's also the kicker for the Stallions, picking up a couple of, they're going to spot it with a 3-yard gain. Brings up second down 7. Octavio Flores doing the quarterbacking tonight. On the wheel route. May have picked up a couple of yards. Caballero once again.
A manageable third down. And there go those Highlander bagpipes in the background that you might hear over us on third down plays.
Gastelum and Flores coming in, having conferred with the Stallions coaches on the sideline. Big third down play for the Stallions here. They keep it on the ground, and it doesn't get much of anything at all, maybe a yard at most. Brings up fourth down. And they've got no choice but to punt with the ball in that field position.
Well, I still applaud what the Stallions are doing right now. McLane, they can easily go in single coverage against the Stallions just with athleticism and speed. Okay, they have a yard to go. Are we going to see, I don't think we're going to see a fake. Nope, we're not. Almost a block.
Get away.
Highlanders do not set up a returner deep. So this will roll down to about the 25-yard line where the Highlanders will begin their second possession of the night. Should mention, too, Fred, there's a real mutual admiration society among these coaching staffs. Both think very highly of each other. Matt Johnson, we both spoke to him before the game, and he was talking a lot about how much he thinks of Andrew Pancotti. Says he's a real stand-up guy, doing a great job with the young men there at McLane, really bringing the program along. And also appreciated a roast beef sandwich, I guess they shared together.
Yeah, when your opponent gives you and your staff sandwiches upon your arrival, that a lot of good feelings there, and there is mutual respect. As Matt Johnson coached against Pancotti when Pancotti was a player at Clovis East.
A keeper coming to the near side, trying to get around the end and pick up some yardage. Evades one tackler and is brought down by 2 more.
What should have been stopped for no gain is about a 6-yard gain. Let's call that 8.
So the young defensive back, Corday McDonald, from the family tree of the great Tim McDonald, who Matt coached with at Edison High.
The young man, just a freshman out there.
Very impressive achievement for him. He's starting on the varsity as a freshman. And the run picked up 9, sets up second down and 1 for McLane. Zamora looking to go to the air. Pump fakes. Now he's going to try to run. He's got the first down and more up near the 45, brought down to the 47-yard line. So a gain of about 12 yards on the run on 2nd and 1.
Well, I don't look for the Highlanders to show us any trick plays or any gadget plays tonight with Sunnyside on the horizon next week.
Well, that's a big game next week. That's for the North Yosemite League title. Only 2 league games to go after this week. Spin picks up an additional 5-6 yards. That play gains about 14 total.
Well, Sunnyside is up in Madera tonight visiting the Torres Toros, and that will be, whoever wins that is definitely in the driver's seat for the NYL. See if we can get a couple of scores here.
So the Highlanders now in Madera South territory. 1st and 10 from the Stallions' 42-yard line. Zamora, the quarterback, looking to go to the air. Pressure. Gets away from 1 defender, gets away from 2. Now he's running, and he's picked up about 7 yards before being brought down.
Zamora is not an easy tackle, and he bides his time, and he finds what they give him.
As we mentioned at the top, McLean High with 2 very, very impressive young quarterbacks. Noah Zamora gets the start tonight. Jaden Turner will no doubt see quite a bit of action as he has throughout the year. He started when we saw this team a couple of weeks ago. So 2nd down, and say 3 to go for another 1st down.
It's not bad when you have 2 young men capable of playing quarterback at this level.
It is a nice problem to have, if you want to call that a problem. Pass complete. And we'll see the spot. Looked as though it might be a yard shy of the 1st down. Bring up 3rd and 1. Ball now at the 31-yard line of the Stallions. Zamora up under center. And a timeout is taken by Madera South. So the Stallions want to talk things over on 3rd and 1, and well, this could be a huge stop if they can pull this one off.
I think the Stallions may only had 10 guys on the field.
Ah.
The score update from Logan, Utah. It's the Fresno State Bulldogs leading the Utah State Aggies 28-17. Close to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Appears that Fresno State is defeating Utah State.
Thanks. I was recording that game. Thanks for spoiling it.
Okay, and
hasn't gone
final yet.
McLean on top 7-0 here, 1st quarter at McLane Stadium. Glad you've joined us here on CMAC. And the Highlanders, what a big game they've got next week with Sunnyside. I mean, if they come out victorious tonight, that really does set the stage. As with just 3 weeks left in the season, it's all up for grabs. Playoff spots, postseason opportunities, league titles. Plenty of challenges being played for on fields all around the valley tonight. Big push off the right side, and it succeeds in getting enough yardage for that 1st down.
Something we see a lot more of now, and this has been real recent, is a lot of push from the offensive linemen. Just keep shoving forward, play until that whistle, and keep pushing your running back forward.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30-yard line of the Stallions. McLean High on the march. Zamora, a little quick out to the back, turns it up, and he's up close to the 20-yard line, may have crossed it to the 19.
That was Juju Scott, and he caught the ball. He was already moving pretty well and found another seam and close to 1st down yardage.
Second down and 1. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion. Boylan now in the backfield alongside Zamora. Zamora looking to go to the air, but the officials, and it's going to be illegal motion charged against the Highlanders.
It's a false start levied against your Highlander offense. And move them slightly back.
Coach Pancotti was talking before the game. He said they're almost to the point where they're playing a near flaw. They want to get a near flawless game in. I think that may have been offside on the Stallions, but I didn't see a flag.
Pass complete, picks up about 12 yards. Takes a number of Stallions to bring the receiver down.
Zamora completes to McMillan the third.
DJ McMillan the third on the receiving end for McLean.
To bring him down.
And the ball now
McLane Highlanders
at the 19-yard line of the Stallions. And once again, the drive continues as McLean picks up a first down. Zamora looking to go to the air. He's got a receiver wide open. Touchdown, Highlanders. Demetrius Simon reaching up, bringing it down.
The setup was perfect. The only question is whether he was going to get that timed right and bring it down. No problem at all.
Onto the PAT.
Third illegal procedure or motion penalty on the Highlanders.
Zamora to hold. Highlanders once again to try the PAT.
Hey, Demaria moved on the field PAT.
With a hold, this is a real unusual hold. Worked fine.
And the kick's good. So the Highlanders extend their lead to 14-0 with about a minute 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play from McLane Stadium.
Madera South Stallions yet to score.
At that time, they chewed up a lot of yardage via the air. Very successful passing attack.
They're just switching it up just a little bit, making sure you're getting your timing down. It's a really good type of a game for the Highlanders looking into next week.
Linebackers coach Kevin Briscoe. Quarterbacks wide receivers coach.
Well, Dan will take advantage of this break. Go with our announcing crew. The referee is Scott Hammock, who we saw last night. The umpire, Alfonso Torres. The head linesman, Pat Atkins. The line judge is Ryan McFarland. The back judge, Brian Johnson.
Kick headed toward the end zone once again, and for the third time tonight. The touchback, and Madera South will start from the 20-yard line.
Into the end zone for a touchback.
So the first possession saw McLean churn up the yardage via the ground. Their second possession via the air. And what will we see out of Madera South this time?
I think we see some ground game.
Flores wearing number 32, playing quarterback tonight for the Stallions. Glove hustles out of the huddle. Very quickly lining up. Full house backfield.
42.
There's that little triple option wheel in the backfield to try to confuse the defensive front as to who has the football, and worked pretty well there as the Stallions pick up about 8 yards.
Brought down by Jesse.
That was Garcia.
Of your Highlanders.
Now they'll say he picked up 9, and it's 2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1.
Longest gain of the night for Madera South thus far.
Maybe they can keep that going.
That was double, DJ. Pass.
Ortiz on the fake, and he gets wrestled down.
That was rolling.
I don't think he gained any yardage at all, so that'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Quarterback run by Octavio
Ortiz
Torres.
struggling to find someone to unload the football to, and the receivers really didn't come back to help him out much. That brings up a 3rd and 1 with 21 seconds left here in the first quarter of play.
It's going to be one has to come out. One has to come out, guys. Four's in. Hey, it's Trey. It's Trey. Trey. Yeah, Trey. That's Trey.
And the Stallions come away with a first down, pick up about 3 yards on the play, maybe 4. Run the football out to their own 35-yard line and earn their first down of the night.
And that'll be the last play of this rather quick-moving first quarter.
Indeed it is, as Madera South will switch ends with McLane. As the Highlanders sit on a 14-0 lead, but Madera South moving the football. Glad you're with us tonight on CMAC, the Community Media Access Collaborative. CMAC is a nonprofit membership-based community media center dedicated to helping you create the media you want to create. Whether you want to produce a talk show, a podcast, a music video, a documentary, or anything in between, CMAC has the gear and the training to make it happen. Check them out at their website at cmac.tv. And of course, as with all of our high school football telecasts, it's a collaborative effort with the various high school media programs. And tonight we're involved in partnering with Art Venture Production Academy from here at McLane High. Kevin Clifton, the coordinator and production director, and our friend Cesar Perez, the coordinator. And we have a number of students from the Art Venture Production Academy here at McLane High, staffing the cameras and handling other responsibilities associated with this broadcast. And they did a great job. It's great to be involved with them and great to see them learning with hands-on experience through high school football. 1st and 10 now for the Stallions. They keep it on the ground. Big gain, picking up about another 8 yards, and they're across the 40 to the 43-yard line. What's happening around the valley, Fred? Anything exciting?
Well, Clovis West leads number 1 Clovis North 14-7 in the second quarter. And I believe that we had a score with Clovis East leads Central out at Central 14-7 also in the second quarter. I don't have anything from Torres and Sunnyside as yet. It looks like the game's not being covered by Max Preps.
Ortiz going to go to the air. He has a receiver. He's got it. Complete to the McLane 35-yard line.
That was Juan Garcia that was able to pull that out and just kept his feet in bounds, and Madera South now has the ball for the first time in Highlander territory.
Not an easy throw as Ortiz, rolling to his left, has to throw across his body. It's his receiver, Juan Garcia. And the Stallions with yet another first down as they're now in McLane territory at the 35-yard line. Man in motion, they give straight ahead to Moreno, and Moreno picks up about 8 yards, has to cross the 25 for a first down, an easy yard to a yard and a half shy of it.
Well, Moreno's last 4 touches have really been some positive yardage. He's really squaring up and hitting the hole.
So second down, about 2 yards for the Stallions. Ortiz going to throw the football, rolling to his right. Intercepted by the Highlanders.
Back to McLane Highlanders.
An ill-advised throw right into the chest of a McLane defender as the Highlanders come up with a big defensive play and an interception.
Yeah, we'll see this again. Somebody obviously didn't go in the right direction.
Highlander football from their own 26.
Unfortunate for the Stallions. They had a pretty nice looking drive going on.
They had a terrific drive. So on first down, McLane going to run the football. And boy, the back drags a couple of tacklers a good 7 yards.
Castaneda.
Gustavo Castaneda, the ball carrier. He dragged tacklers with him up to the 34-yard line.
He got that on his own. He just pulled him.
That brings up second down and 2 for the Highlanders. Already on top, 14-0 here. And they keep it on the ground once again, Castaneda. And I believe he has the first down. We'll see where the spot is placed.
Castaneda on the run once more.
First down for the Highlanders as he crosses the 35-yard line to the 36. So after airing it out on their last possession, they're sticking to the ground this time.
Taking what they can get.
Zamora back in the pistol formation, usually what you're in when you're going to throw the football. Hit as he throws. He's got a receiver wide open, complete. Caught at the 30, to the 10, the 5. Touchdown Highlanders.
Well, just as we were talking about being on the ground, Zamora unloads it.
64 yards in the air. Huge break in that game. As Madera South was driving, they had a very impressive drive coming together. Through the interception, and after a couple of short run plays, the Highlanders throw the deep ball, and 64 yards later, it's a touchdown and a 21-0 McLane lead.
It's your McLane Highlanders, 21. The Madera South Stallions.
Twice on these extra points, Zamora's pulled down not a great snap and got it right where it belongs. And there's no right or wrong way for a holder to be. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But Zamora has a real unique stance as he's holding the ball as it's coming back to him. Check it out on this next kick.
Back to return for the Stallions. Giovanni Castello and Justin Caballero. Javier Valadez to kick.
A low line drive kick right into the gut of an up man who brings it back to about the 37-yard line.
It was Jermaine Cray that caught that on the line drive. I don't think he was expecting it. But
he caught that or it caught him.
Yeah.
But a low line drive, and Madera South will have its best starting possession following a kick thus far. They put 3 in the end zone, bringing it out to the 20, and then here the low line drive is brought back and spotted across the 35 at the Madera South 36-yard line. Oh, straight ahead run, gains about 7 yards.
Moreno again. You had alluded to this earlier, Dan. When the Stallions come out of their huddle, I like the way they fire out. You know, every play is something new and an opportunity to give it your best effort. I'm glad that Coach Johnson's able to instill that attitude in them.
Second down and 4, ball at the 41-yard line. And they have certainly found some success with a couple of running plays, and they're going to stick with them. Blockers leading this one. He's got the first down. He's across the 45 and brought down to the 46.
Moreno, the ball carrier. Castaneda once again the tackler.
So Moreno, another big gain and a first down.
Stallions, first down.
The Stallions don't have a lot of size to them, but they're doing the best they can with what they have to work with right now.
You know, the run has worked very well for them in these last two possessions. And again, off right tackle, picks up about 4. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line.
And they've been going with that double tight end.
They'll place it at the McLane 49-yard line.
The tacklers. Warrior Highlanders.
And Fred, he's really getting a lot of these yards on his own. He's just found a crease here, a seam there. Takes full advantage, uses the leverage and strength. Moreno comes out of the game. Could be in a passing situation on 2nd and 6. Nope. Oh, the reverse. Knocked out of bounds at midfield. He'll lose a yard. Bit of a rookie mistake there, a young player mistake, I should say, that he paused.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he wasn't going to be gaining anything on that, but he may have gained a yard or 2 on that, but when he paused, that gave the Highlanders plenty of time to get over there and make sure he was hit for a loss.
So Moreno back in. 3rd down and 7. After the loss of a couple of yards on that last play. Bit of confusion. There seemed to be some question from the players as to the play that was sent in. So Madera South is going to take a timeout and talk this one over.
Second timeout of the first half.
Just a shade over 7 minutes left to go before halftime.
You've got the Marlin gas club selling delicious egg rolls. Go ahead and check them out right now before it's too late.
So if you're Madera South and you get into an obvious passing situation, given some of the unfortunate results past plays have brought them tonight, do you risk putting it in the air again, or do you just keep trying to pound it out on the ground?
If you don't think you can pound it out on the ground anywhere, if you have this or further back, I'd go with maybe some screens.
A big 3rd down play for Madera South, 3rd and 7. Football at the 50-yard line.
Your Fresno State Bulldogs 31, Utah State Tigers 25. 10 minutes left in that contest.
Then again, the Stallions hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Ortiz is going to go to the air, looking for a receiver. Overthrows his man who was open in the flat.
No, he caught that, Dan. Yeah. I thought he overthrew him too.
The ball sailed over his head, but he did haul it in. Good catch there, Fred. Good call.
Well, I thought it was incomplete. I just saw the referee roll that it was inbounds. So we thought we saw the same play.
Castell, the receiver. So Ortiz manages to hit him, and Madera South with a big first down. The McLane High Band across the way, drumming up plenty of enthusiasm. This is senior night for the Highlanders.
Moreno again.
Going off left tackle this time, and a little slow to get up.
Moreno with the carry.
Now heads back to the huddle.
We
noticed a couple of weeks ago when we brought you a McLane game that the McLane High Band doing a terrific job. They really generate a lot of enthusiasm here in the stadium.
Yeah, before they enter the stadium, you know, pounding on the drums and make themselves known. And for so many years, they either had no band or maybe a dozen or so, and they made themselves known. It's good to see them having so much fun.
Zamora once again, he's got the first down and more. Down to about the 30-yard line.
And first down yardage.
The handoff to Angel Moreno.
Keeping the clock moving and chewing up some yards.
Third play, Madera South Stallions, first down.
After them back in. So first down for the Stallions at the Highlanders' 32-yard line. As once again, they have a terrific
Stallions go.
drive, pushing them toward the red zone, if not the end zone. Zamora breaks free from a tackle, brought down across the 25-yard line. Angel Moreno.
Got about 6 yards on that effort.
Moreno taking the handoff. 7-8.
The Stallions are just doing enough, changing the formations. That they had a couple of wideouts the last 2 plays. They've went several where they've had 2 tight ends. A full house backfield.
Still twins.
Ortiz is going to keep it himself, looking to throw the football, and this time incomplete. Brings up third down at about 3.
Third down, DJ, money down.
I'm not a big fan of their passing game right now.
Castañeda with the quarterback pressure.
They have struggled via the air and
That's
had a lot of success on the ground.
That one interception they had on the last possession, the ball was a little bit underthrown. But I think if you're going to throw the ball at all, make it a screen pass.
Doubles. Go, Stallion! Motion. There you go.
And it looks as though they've got the first down. Angel Moreno.
Moreno, the ball carrier.
It's hard to play power football when you're an undersized team, but you have
Somehow they're doing it.
you have to shoot the gaps and
Yep.
take what's given to you. Well, for all those years, Sanger with an undersized team, if you have guys that they believe they're a lot bigger and tougher than, well, they are tough, but they believe they're bigger than they are. And they were able to win games with a lot of misdirection and hard-nosed football.
Well, if you've got the strength, the power to overcompensate, it's remarkable the things you can do. Ortiz with the give. No, pulls it back, keeps it. Still on his feet up the middle. And he is down to about the 15, maybe the 14-yard line.
That was a nice run because they definitely had their hands on him, and he got most of that by himself. Again, with a good push by his offensive line.
Second down, ball's on the 15-yard line.
Second down.
Three minutes, 45 seconds to go until halftime. 21-0 McLane on top. Madera South hoping to get on the board here before the end of the half. Once again, there goes Moreno.
Hey, you got a guy down. I think that's Zeke. I think Zeke's hurt.
Got 2 players down.
But Moreno succeeds in getting the first down and getting the ball just either at or a shade inside the 10-yard line. A couple of Highlanders injured making that tackle.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Training crew out assisting. Oh, apparently there's also a Madera South player that is down.
Art Venture and Sports Med families.
That was Zeke Mandiblis getting up slowly for the Highlanders, going over to the sidelines. Good to see him getting up.
If you are a senior family or any of our band,
Matt Johnson, the Madera South head coach, out with the training staff, talking to his injured player.
Thank you for your cooperation.
That's Moreno again.
Well, he's taken a bit of a pounding, but boy, he has dished even more out to the defense.
He sure has. It's good to see him jogging off the field. Wanted to rejoin the huddle, but he's been directed over to the sidelines.
So 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go until the halftime intermission hits. 21-0 McLane as the Stallions are out in their huddle. And they're heading up to the offensive line for their first down play.
Highlanders take a timeout.
Saw something that they were not prepared for. And they choose to take a timeout to talk over what they're doing defensively. And Fred, this running game has been very, very impressive these last two possessions for Madera South.
Yeah, what really hurt them on the possession before this is when they turned it over on an interception, and McLane turned that into a quick 7 points. But the Stallions have, I think, dominated the time of possession, especially in the second quarter. And with Moreno coming out, it's hopefully they'll be able to get him back after a quick rest. Maybe he just had the wind knocked out of him. But this is going to be the bread and butter that they really need tonight. You know, they have to keep it on the ground, as we've seen what happens when they have to put the ball in the air.
It's imperative, though, that they get points here before halftime.
Oh, yeah, they need to get points and hopefully keep the Highlanders from getting back onto the board. But the way they're chewing up time now, there might not be much time left for the Highlanders.
McLane would be the receiving team to start the second half, so getting some points on the board here as they're out on the field ready to do certainly be a nice little momentum shift for them, nice momentum boost for them, morale boost for them going into the locker room at the half.
And come out with an onside kick the second half.
The former special teams coach in you.
There we go. There we go.
And this play is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing.
The handoff is to Juan Garcia. He takes it. Juan of Highlanders to bring him down. Second down.
The delayed handoff there, and it was stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
I thought that was going to go for some yards, and there's a bevy of Highlanders there to make sure it didn't happen.
Moreno back into the backfield. He takes the handoff. No, he does not. It's pulled back by Ortiz, who throws into the back of the end zone, and the pass is incomplete, brings up third down.
The pass from Octavio Flores, incomplete.
I would like to see that in Moreno's hands.
So third down and goal for the Stallions here from the 10-yard line. Huge play here for Madera South. They would love nothing more than to get some points on the board before the break. Third and goal. And McLane is all over it. They stuff it cold in the backfield. And McLane takes a timeout.
Two minutes and 22 seconds left in the half, and now the Highlanders know they're going to get the ball back here. Let's see this again. And
Somebody missed a block.
Yeah, Moreno had nowhere to go.
They're going to go for three here. They saw Matt Johnson toss the kicking tee to Justin Caballero.
Right in the middle of the field, and this has been one spot that the Highlanders have been, the Stallions have done okay with this season, is the kicking game.
So the officials whistling the two teams back out onto the field. The 20-second allotment for a timeout expiring. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the second quarter. 21-0 McLane on top of Madera South. Dastelman will be the holder. Caballero to attempt the field goal. He'll be kicking it from the 19-yard line, so a 29-yard attempt.
Look like they're up about a yard further than they should be. And it's blocked, yeah.
And it's blocked. Highlanders with it, and they're off to the races. Nobody is going to catch him. And away he goes into the end zone.
I saw that block coming all the way down. They weren't far enough back. It was like they were kicking it from 5 yards behind the line, and that it didn't even get up to where they had to jump up. I mean,
So a penalty flag for excessive celebration.
it's one of the things that Coach Pancotti is trying to, get his team away from. Yeah, that was doomed from the beginning, is the excessive celebrations.
So the blocked field goal, run back 81 yards.
Those are just brutal. The Stallions get a field goal on that. The Stallions get a field goal, and it's not going to change the course of this football game completely, but it does give you some points and give you a little bit of confidence, and that's a real dagger.
Well, it rewards the young men who've really put a couple of great drives together, and we're really starting to get the offense clicking. Extra point good.
And once again, the long snapper didn't do Samora any favors. Samora doing a great job stretching out and putting it down perfectly.
More McLane Highlanders, 28. The Madera South Stallions yet to score.
So dramatic turn of events as we saw Madera South for the second time drive down into position to potentially come away with some points. The first time the interception thwarted it. McLane turned it into a long pass play a couple of plays later, and there you see it, Fred, just as you talked about. They did not have enough depth on that kick, and it was easily blocked and run back 81 yards for the touchdown for the Highlanders.
The Stallion time of possession this second quarter brings me back to a game with McLane and Roosevelt. This is good 15, maybe 20 years ago.
It was excessive celebration. Yeah,
didn't really look too bad, but, just hand the ball to the official if there's any doubt now.
I'm a little confused because how are they marking this one off? I mean, they're marking this off against Madera South, and he signaled the penalty was against McLane.
Yeah.
But I don't see protest down there.
No.
I have no idea what happened. I clearly saw the official
pointed. Yeah,
point
me too.
That it would be assessed on the kickoff.
Maybe he meant it's assessed on the kickoff when he was pointing in that direction. I thought he was pointing in direction of the foul being on the Highlanders. It's going to go out of the end zone. No, it's not.
And it's a touchback. Don't know how it didn't hit somebody, but they claim it did not hit anybody. And they'll bring it out to the 20.
Break for the Stallions on that.
Yeah. One of the few they've gotten all night.
I was going to mention this game. Jojo Reyes was coaching Roosevelt. He pretty much saved that program for just a horrible disaster in the late 90s and early 2000s. And they were playing McLane here, and Roosevelt ran that double wing. And they controlled 10.5 minutes of the second quarter, and they were down 14-0. And McLane got, something like we saw there in a fumble back all the way. And it's like, how do you hold the ball for so long and have nothing and get down by 2 scores?
Well, this is what we're seeing tonight as Moreno picks up about 4 yards on first down. They have had 2 very impressive drives. The first one began at 14-0, and the score is now 28-0.
Doubles.
Second out and 6.
Viral. Wow.
And it's a first down across the 30-yard line. Justin Caballero.
Caballero's been getting some touches, and he's been getting hit every play. He's either being hit like now, where he's doing some very good blocking when he doesn't get the ball. This will pay dividends for him down the road. Only a sophomore.
So another first down for the Stallions. And another run up the middle. Picks up about 3 yards.
Inside of a minute to go in this first half.
Ortiz over to chat with his offensive coordinator. 10 of his teammates wait in a huddle for him to return with the play call. And he heads back out now. Double reverse. And they're looking to throw the football. And he does not unload the football, and he loses 10 yards back to the 15-yard line.
This should be the last play of the half, and he did a good job eating the football. Yeah, he got nailed for a big loss, but you don't want to put the ball up like that and give a chance for another pick six.
And that's the end of the first half with our score, McLean High 28 and Madera South nothing. So in that second quarter, Madera South did a terrific job of moving the football, eating the clock. But when they got down near the red zone, the turnovers, first the interception that McLean turned into a very big pass play for a touchdown, and then the field goal try that didn't really get very far off the ground and was blocked and run all the way back 81 yards for another touchdown, and that's where we're at 28-0.
Yeah, and when you have the total domination of yardage, time of possession, you think, hey, you don't think we've got a 28-0 game. And that's what the scoreboard says, and I think we're going to get some maybe highlights of.
Take a look at some of the action from the first half. Yeah, the Highlanders came out very effectively and very efficiently.
That was that 4th and 1 that McMillan took to the house.
And T.J. McMillan III, very impressive with the scoring run. Put the Highlanders on the board first. Then they went to the air. Had the size advantage there in the end zone. And it's a 14-0 game. This was the long touchdown pass after the turnover, the interception. Madera South had driven so far. And then here's the final score of the half is the field goal try is blocked and run back 81 yards for a Highlander touchdown. That's the way we stand at halftime on this senior night from McLane Stadium. We'll be back with much, much more after we toss it to the studio for more of what's happening with CMAC and our community.
Fresno is building newer, safer bike lanes across the city. These protected cycle tracks provide a physical barrier between the bike lane and motor vehicle traffic, creating a safer cycling zone. These cycle tracks will instill confidence in riders, yet everyone on the road is still required to obey all traffic laws. Cyclists should still ride responsibly and exercise caution when riding in the protected lanes. For motorists, this means that the roads you've been driving on may be changing. Be on the lookout for new parking, driveway, and intersection changes. For residents and tenants on these changing roads, be aware that mail, trash, and parking locations may move as well. Fresno is excited to provide diverse transportation options to our residents. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
What if I told you there was one word commonly used to dehumanize Native American women, and that Webster's Dictionary defines this word as offensive and outdated? What if I told you an entire town was named after this word? That word is squaw. My name is Roman Raintree, and I'm a member of the Dunlap Band of Mono Indians and Choinumni people. My mother, Gina Charlie, is my inspiration for working to rename our community. When we use language that degrades and dehumanizes people, it sends the message that their lives are not worth protecting. According to the National Congress of American Indian Policy Research Center, Nearly half of Native American women report having experienced sexual violence, and over 1/3 will be raped in their lifetimes. In California, cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women are among the highest in the nation. Our towns and landmarks should be named after things and people we honor and celebrate. The routine use of an offensive slur is contrary to our shared values. Please join us and amplify our call to respect our community and end the use of this derogatory term for geographic naming. To learn more, visit the website below. Thank you.
Her nephew. Let's hear it for Jose Cortez Salazar. Next up, we have Jesus Diaz. Jesus' best moment on the varsity, on the marching band, was the time he ate McChickens. His post-graduation plans are to pursue music at Dysfunctional.band. Make sure you're following him as he plays the drums and the guitar. Jesus would like to thank his family, and he loves all his family and friends. Accompanying Jesus tonight are his parents, his brothers, his sister, and his sister's boyfriend. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Jesus Diaz. And next, we have Antonio Morales, part of the marching band for 3 years. His highlight being on the band was receiving the title of drum major. His post-graduation plans are to go to college and to major in civil engineering. Antonio would like to thank his mom for getting him to where he is today. And accompanying Antonio tonight is his mom, 2 sisters, and 2 uncles. Let's hear it for Antonio Morales. And next, we have Wendy Rodriguez, 2-year member of the marching band. Her highlights in the marching band are the moments and the time she got to spend with the friends she made. Her post-graduation plans are to get a part-time job and also go to school to become a dental hygienist. Wendy would like to thank, although they are not friends anymore, she'd like to thank the person who got her into marching band. Accompanying her tonight are her sisters, 2 cousins, and 2 friends. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Wendy Rodriguez. And lastly, we have Moni Villaseñor. Moni's highlights and being part of the band were playing at the football games and making friends throughout the school year. Her post-graduation plans are to attend Fresno City College to reach her goals and transfer to a 4-year university. She would like to thank her friends and family and also wants to thank her cousin Mateo, aka Mr. Silva, for pushing her to keep trying no matter what. And lastly, to her grandmother, who's watching over her. Accompanying Moni tonight are her parents, her sister, her brother, and her cousin. Let's hear it, please, Highlanders, for Moni Villaseñor. Let's hear it for all of our band seniors. Jose Cortez Salazar, Jesus Diaz, Antonio Morales, Wendy Rodriguez, and Moni Villaseñor. Next up, we have our amazing Art Venture Broadcasting Team seniors. Let's hear it for them. Starting off with Evan Galvan, 2-year member of the Art Venture Broadcast Team. His highlights was being with Art Venture at the culminating event. His post-graduation plan are to go to San Francisco State University to become a sports photographer. Evan would like to thank Miss Crumbly, Profane, Miss Jessica, Mr. and Mrs. Clifton, and all his teachers, friends, and family who he loves so much. Accompanying him today are Mr. and Mrs. Clifton. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Evan. Come on! Next, we have Jasmine Jordan, 3-year member of Art Venture's broadcasting team. Her highlight has been broadcasting with her friend, Lizbeth. Her post-graduation plans are to attend Fresno State. And Jasmine would like to thank Mr. Gazer and Mr. Clifton. Accompanying Jasmine tonight is her mother. Let's hear it, Highland Nation, for Jasmine Jordan. And next, we have Lizbeth Paya, 2-year member of Art Venture Broadcasting. Her highlight has been when they went to the River Center and all of Art Venture was there running the event. Her post-graduation plans are to go to Fresno State and major in film. Lizbeth would like to thank her family, Mr. Clifton, and her Art Venture family. Accompanying Lizbeth tonight are her parents, her sister, and 2 brothers. Let's hear it, please, Highlanders, for Lizbeth Paya. And next, we have Suzette Sanchez, 3-year member of Art Venture's broadcasting team. Her highlights were the bonds that she's made with her classmates. Her post-graduation plans are to attend UC Merced. And Suzette would like to thank her mother and her family. Accompanying her tonight is her mother and her sister. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Suzette Sanchez. Last, but certainly not least, we have Kareem Sharif, 4-year member of Art Venture Broadcasting. His highlight has been, it hasn't been a best moment, but the most memorable moment of being an Art Venture student was the night he helped record graduation for the 2023 graduates. Post-graduation class, he sees himself attending City College for 2 years. He gets the opportunity to transfer out of the state or Fresno. He would like to take the opportunity to also thank his mother, who helped him so much, and his best friend, his sister Liz. Best friend since elementary. Let's hear it, please, for Kareem Sharif. All right, let's hear it for all of our Art Venture seniors. Last but definitely not least, we have our sports medicine seniors. Starting it off with Charisma Baraha. Her highlight being on sportsmen, being able to support the players out on the field. Her post-graduation plans are to continue in the medical field and attend college. She would like to thank her family and friends that have pushed her to become the person she is today. Accompanying her today are her best friend, her mother, and her brother. Let's hear it for Charisma Baraha. Next up, we have Kiana Carson. Her highlight has been being on the different sports teams and seeing how the players were able to continue. Her post-graduation plans are to become an OB doctor or an ultrasound tech. She would like to thank Susie and her mother, because without them, she wouldn't be here. Accompanying her tonight are her mother and her sister. Let's hear it for Kiana Carson. Next, we have Natalie Lopez. Her post-graduation plans are to go to college and major in psychology. To become a psychologist in social work. She would like to thank her family and friends for being part of her high school experience and making it all possible. Accompanying her tonight are her friend, her best friend, and her brother. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Natalie Lopez. Next up, we have Victoria Martinez Plata. Victoria's post-graduation plan is to continue her education in college and transfer to a university to get her bachelor's degree to become a general surgeon. She'd like to thank her family and her friends. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Victoria Martinez Plata. Up next, we have Tyra Saintsova. Tyra's post-graduation plans are to continue on to college to become an OBGYN sonographer. She is accompanied tonight by her mother and her best friend. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Tyra Saintsova. Next up, we have Matthew Stork, 2-year member of Sportsmen. His post-graduation plans are to go to college and continue his career in becoming an athletic trainer. He would like to attend Fresno State. Accompanying him tonight are his mother, brother, father, girlfriend, and stepmother. Let's hear it, Highlanders, for Matthew Stork. And next, we have Anaís Vega Flores, 1-year member of Sportsmen. Her post-graduation plan is to continue being in the medical field and explore various careers in that field. She is accompanied tonight by her parents and would like to thank her family, friends, and teachers for all their support. Let's hear it for Anaís Vega Flores. And last but certainly not least, we have Angelina Cepeda, 1-year member of Sportsmen. Her post-graduation plan is to attend college and continue in the medical field. She'd like to thank her mother, and she's accompanied tonight by her mother and her best friend. Let's hear it, please, Highlanders, for Angelina Cepeda. And so that concludes our senior night, Highlanders. So let's hear it for all 3 of them. For our band and drumline seniors, our art venture broadcasting team seniors, and our sports medicine seniors. Congratulations to all the seniors who came out tonight. Worked all hard all year. You are all amazing. Thank you to our senior families and friends who came out to support our students tonight. As always, let's go Highlanders! Welcome back to the field for the second half. The visiting Stallions from Madera South High School. Highlander Nation, let's welcome back to the field for the second half. Your
Go! Ledesma, go! Get him in!
Highlander!
Sadiq is going to be that guy? Huh? We don't have it on the list.
To report, McLane Stadium in Logan, Utah. Fresno State Bulldogs defeat the Utah State Aggies 37-32.
Welcome back to McLane Stadium. The host Highlanders sitting on top 28-0 over the Madera South Stallions. Madera South, a frustrating second quarter as they had a couple of good long drives into scoring position, and only to see one of them ended with an interception that turned a couple of plays later into a long scoring pass for the Highlanders, and then a blocked field goal that was taken all the way back 81 yards to complete the first half scoring. And Fred, we've had some interesting games up and down the valley. One we're really following is the Sunnyside game with Torres High up in Madera.
Yeah, Sunnyside's just taken the lead 30-26. Appears to be early in the third quarter, and Clovis North, that's number 1 in the section right now, is being tied by Clovis West. It's 14-14 at the half. Now,
so the two teams preparing. Well, McLane has not come back. Well, McLane is out on the far side. Officials going out to midfield to bring the teams together and get things started for the second half. Well, there's South going through a few final drills.
Yeah, you put those turnovers Madera had, you put those on their side, take them away from McLean. We have a really good, close football game, but that's not the way it works, and it is 28-0. And hopefully the Stallions will continue to put up the type of fight they put in the first half so things don't get too out of hand, and then you and I will have to think of other things to talk about.
Well, one of the keys that Matt Johnson has talked all season about is that they want to try and improve play to play, and they're looking more long-term with a very young football team as the officials are out at the middle of the field preparing for the start of the second half. And the scoreboard is ready. The officials are ready. And all we need now is for 22 football players to come out on the artificial turf here at McLane Stadium and kick it off. Madera South will be kicking. McLean won the toss prior to the game and elected to defer. So with a 4-touchdown lead, they will get the ball first in the second half.
Well, perhaps the Stallions will change things up with an onside kick or force a turnover. Can't ever tell.
Well, Fred, which would give me a lot more confidence that that was going to happen, would be if you were on their sideline and were their special teams coach. But then I would be the loser because I wouldn't be sharing your company up here in the booth, even though it might make for a much more fun start to the second half than what we might see. Of course, you were down there talking to Matt Johnson at halftime. Maybe you suggested that to him, and that's why you know what's coming. I don't know.
I didn't get within 20 feet of the coach. I try not to do that at halftime. They were still having a chat with the coaching staff before addressing the players.
But did you eavesdrop, I guess is the question.
With these hearing aids, it's just difficult to eavesdrop.
All right, the team's out on the field. Stallions set to kick it off. And we're ready to get going with our final 24 minutes of football here from McLane Stadium. Glad you're with us tonight here on CMAC. We'll be back with you next Friday night. The same McLane Highlanders facing off against the Sunnyside High Wildcats in what should be quite a game in the chase for the North Yosemite League Championship. That'll kick off next Friday night at 7:30. So join us for that one here on CMAC. And a short kick. And the Highlanders are going to pick it up and return it. And they're going to bring it back out near the 40-yard line.
That was one of the longest delays. The Highlander that picked it up, it kind of bounced right to him, and he kind of was waiting for blockers to get ahead. It never really developed, and he was able to get about 8 yards on that return.
So the Highlanders will begin the second half with the nose of the football at their own 40-yard line. Let's see if they make a quarterback change. Now up 28-0. Zamora quarterback the entire first half. No, he's still in there. Thought that we might see Jaden Turner take the reins in the second half, but that's not the case, as Noah Zamora remains at quarterback. McMillan to the 45-yard line.
Tried to turn back in and make something happen, but his lane had closed.
2nd and 5 for the Highlanders. Certainly want to give props tonight to the Art Venture Production Academy here at McLane High School. Students from the program handling camera work, among other responsibilities in the broadcast tonight. Take one more look. McMillan dancing around trying to get an extra yard or two. Kevin Clifton, the program director and the coordinator, along with our friend Cesar Perez, who's in the truck tonight. Zamora around the far side. He's got plenty of running room to the 30, to the 20-yard line. Pushed out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
A little bit of a delay. Zamora just faked the handoff, seemed to wait for just a little bit and then took off, and Madera South is completely full.
There's another look at it as Zamora running practically untouched before he is pushed out of bounds. First and 10 for the Highlanders at the 11-yard line of the Madera South Stallions. Again, McLane on top 28-0 and threatening to extend that lead.
No, he did. He scored on the first touchdown. He scored on that 4th down and 1.
Zamora
Go, Juju.
evades a tackler into the end zone. Touchdown, McLane.
As Juju Scott took that, not untouched, but close.
Couple of chances to tackle him, then Madera South unable to produce the stop. Easily in the end zone for a 34-0 advantage.
Let's see this snap back, see if we get a good snap this time.
Then the extra point attempt is good, so McLane now with a 35-0 advantage, 5-touchdown lead. I guess now when we get to the fourth quarter, we have a running clock.
35 points. I don't think we'll be seeing McLane do any onside kicks or fake field goals when they have a big lead.
No, there's another program that seems to delight in that kind of sportsmanship display.
We do have a lot of fun with that.
So certainly a lot of people here at McLane Stadium keeping watch on the score up in Madera between Sunnyside and Torres. As McLane, Torres, Sunnyside all battling for the North Yosemite League lead, postseason opportunities.
And Torres beat McLane on this field a couple of weeks ago. A very competitive game for the first 2.5 quarters. And then Torres pulled away.
Deep kick will be fielded at about the 5. Out across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Fred, I've always thought that the rule of thumb was if the ball's inside the 10-yard line, you let it go into the end zone. Has that changed? Am I that old school?
No, not particularly. I like it when they run it out. You know, you get the 5 or 10-yard line. I kind of like my chance to get it out to the 20, and he was able to do so.
Indeed, indeed. Octavio Flores, the quarterback. Three receivers to the left of Ortiz. Quick toss, blocking set up.
There you go.
And it looks like the play is going to gain about 5 yards. Gastelum on the reception.
Boylan and Mendiles combined for the stop. Pass complete from Octavio Flores to Giovanni Gastelum.
Madera's quarterback, Flores, he's game, he's tough. This is one of the few players that you see that's one of the up men on a kickoff return, and he's the quarterback at 5'6".
And you just don't see that at all. You're right.
Tough young man.
Go get it. Go get it. There you go, Johnny.
Leaving it on the ground.
Again.
Oh. Hey, it's money down, money down.
Must be third, less than a yard, Dan.
Angel Moreno on the carry, picks up about 4. They're going to give him a good spot, and they're going to say he crossed the 35-yard line.
That was a very generous spot.
There was. So first down for Madera South.
Doubles. Nice, Junior.
Defenders in the backfield able to stop that play before it could take shape. Caballero, the ball carrier. And he is wrestled down. So second down at about 12 after the loss of 2.
Caballero had nowhere to go on that. I mean, it was just him and a sea of black in front of him.
Doubles. Motion.
Caballero. They fake the handoff. Ortiz tosses it. Intercepted. And he's got nothing but green ahead of him. McMillan into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown! Highlanders!
Hate to do the old Woody Hayes thing, but the Stallions need to keep the ball on the ground.
Interception return to the house.
Take another look at it. As that play was very well defended. And once McMillan had it in the gut, there was nobody between he and the goal line. Yet another touchdown. So that pushes the advantage right now to 41-0 as the Highlanders attempt the extra point.
And perfect.
Kick is good.
Clovis West has taken the lead on number 1 North again in the third quarter, 21-14. San Joaquin Memorial leads Bullard. I think that's over at Ratcliffe, 20-6.
Specifically, everyone on the Highlander sideline. All items in the snack bar at the concession stand are now $1 until supplies last. So one more time, Highlanders, make your way over to the snack bar right now. All items.
Kingsburg, 2 talented teams, Kingsburg and Central Valley Christian down in Visalia. It's 15-15 at the half.
Were you telling me my alma mater really put a lot of points on the board tonight?
Well, the last score I had was Hoover leading Roosevelt 444-0.
Wow.
I think there was a typo. I'm going to try it.
No, it couldn't be.
Well, I still have it 444-0. As you see, Dan, that does not lie, and it says final.
I wonder if someone from Hoover was typing that in.
Yeah, they may as well put another 4 on that. Sanger's leading the Coyotes 21-7 up at Madera. And Torres has taken the lead on Sunnyside now 32-30.
Deep kickoff down to the goal line. Madera South's going to bring it out. Looking for running room, and he's got it. Brought down at about the 19-yard line.
And I got to hand it to Caballero on that. You know, that's one I kind of would have let go into the end zone. He wanted the ball in his hands. He wanted to try and make something happen, so hats off to him.
Here's another look. Fielded at the 1-yard line. Just kind of kept looking for that seam, hoping that somebody would get him that one block that he needed. And it never happened, and he was hauled down to the 19-yard. Well, they put the nose of the football at the 20-yard line. 42-0, McLean here. 8:07 left in the third quarter. Nastolin cuts back. He's got running room. Picks up, well, he might have got the first down. Might have picked up 10 yards on the play.
Well, that was Caballero again. He wants the football, Dan.
Hand off to Caballero.
Take another look at it. Finds that gap there off the right tackle. Bounces off a couple of linebackers, and DBs have to come up to make the tackle.
He's got it again.
There he goes. He's lost the football. Football's on the ground.
Highlanders have it.
It's still on the ground. Madera South comes up with it across the 50-yard line at the 49.
We've got to have a replay on that.
That ball was lost at about the 40-yard line and kept squirting all around the artificial turf until somebody from Madera South managed to land on it at the McLane 49. He was stripped.
The Highlander was stripped, and then it's on the ground. Stallions have it.
Hurry, tell him to hustle. He's got to hurry.
No, great break for Madera South, regaining possession of the football at the McLane 49. Ortiz calling out the signals. That's Moreno in the backfield. And it looks like they want to throw the football. Complete. Gate of about 7 yards. Did the football come out again? No, the officials say he was on the ground.
It's Caballero again.
He's a little slow to get up here. Yes, he was definitely down there, as we see in the replay. Ball came out once he was on his side on the ground. And
Injury timeout on the field.
training staff out to tend to him. Matt Johnson hustling out to be with the young man as he's being treated for the injury. So again, we've got McLean High next week. Big game for the Highlanders as they meet the Sunnyside High Wildcats. It'll kick off at 7:30 next Friday night here on CMAC.
That's at Sunnyside.
Indeed. So if you can't be there to see the game and enjoy the enthusiasm of high school football in person, join us here on CMAC for this all-important North Yosemite League game. And again, kudos to the McLean High students in the Art Venture Production Academy, staffing the telecast tonight as part of their class responsibilities, doing a great job. Thanks to Cesar Perez, one of the coordinators there, Kevin Clifton, the program director and coordinator. As Justin Caballero up, jogging back to the huddle to a round of applause.
Over at Central, Clovis East has extended its lead over the Grizzlies 35-24 midway into the third quarter. Clovis is leading Buchanan out at La Monica 21-7. That Clovis are not flashy, but that's a good hard-nosed football team. They could make it difficult for most anybody in the playoffs.
6:25 left here, third quarter at McLane Stadium. Madera South on the ground. Moreno. No, not Moreno. So to the 40-yard line.
Just shy of the first down.
By inches. Take another look at it.
Highlanders to bring them down. Highlanders, that's going to bring up.
Just kept the legs churning.
Like 9 Highlanders in on that tackle.
Needs to get across the 40 for the first down. Ortiz barking out the signals. Moreno in motion. He takes it. Trying to get around a blocker, and he is very, very close. We'll see where the spot is. Umpire signals first down. And Madera South continues the drive.
You know what we haven't seen yet, Dan, this year is a measurement.
Now you got me racking my brain. I'm thinking we did, but it might have been the game that you were on vacation.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think I've seen a measurement yet this season.
I think you're right. So 1st and 10 for the Stallions. Ortiz rolling to the weak side. Tosses him and bouncing off of a potential tackler.
Caballero's back on the field again. That is a very game-tough young man.
It'll be about 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3.
One thing we have not seen very much of tonight, when compared to last night, penalty flags. And I may have just jinxed that situation, but
I'm all for it.
They're letting them play tonight.
Tell me get outside of 2.
Moreno.
Bounced off a few more tackles, got good yardage, and once again in this third quarter that the Stallions have been outscored 14-0, they've controlled the time of possession.
Moreno had a huge gap that he ran through. Crosses the 20-yard line, and it's a first down for the Stallions. Madera South yearning to get into the end zone tonight. 42-0 McLane. 3 huge turnovers contributing to that advantage.
Trips. Hey, bunch, it's tight.
Gabriel
Yes! There you
brought
go.
down for a loss on the play.
Field wasn't wide enough for him on that.
Right. Had a blocker in front of him, but he wasn't able to clear any space for him. Then he was ridden out of bounds. Yeah, they'll say he got back to the original line. No, they're going to mark it as a loss of 2 now.
You know, Coach Pancotti from McLean, he's got a old school attitude, but he's a new age coach. He's the only coach I've seen that has a tablet on the sidelines.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Highlander sideline, last call.
And up here in the press box as well in the coaches section.
That's right.
That's Moreno to the 16, or maybe the 15-yard line.
Well, the fellow up here with a tablet in the press box is Pancotti's dad, who's also on the staff here, and he has his tablet. I'm surprised the old concrete worker is using a tablet.
Third down and 7 for the Stallions. They need to punch it across the 10-yard line to keep the drive alive. Ortiz rolls to his right. And penalty flag flies.
First one of the half.
Quarterback sack. Quarterback extra sack by CJ.
Well, we have a holder, a face mask.
It's fourth down.
Personal foul. Neither a hold or a face mask.
Against the Stallions.
Personal foul, the call.
One more time, Highlanders. Last call on the Highlander snap ball.
And that will push the football all the way back to the McLane 30-yard line.
$1 concessions. Highlanders make their way there.
Third down and 21. A minute 23 to go here in the third quarter.
To move up. Here, penalties decline. Fourth down. Yes, go back, 10 yards.
Now they'll march it the other way since the penalty was declined.
Well,
And that'll bring up fourth down.
And the penalty initially was a personal foul, and then on second thought, it was holding, and now it was declined.
So it'll be fourth down and 11 for the Madera South Stallions. Desperately want to get on the scoreboard. They're going to go for it. Nothing to lose, down 42-0 here with 54 seconds to play in the third quarter. Double reverse. Blocker in front of him. Wrestled down. And the ball carrier down injured on the field. Giovanni Gastelum.
Turnover on downs.
And the ball gets turned over to the McLane Highlanders here in the final seconds of the third quarter.
Yeah, he was almost bulldogged down to the ground, but totally legal there.
42 seconds left in the quarter. 42 points on the board for McLane. Madera South still trying to get on the board.
Run over there right now. Home snap ball.
And I think we have a quarterback change now for the Highlanders. Gain a couple yards on that run up the middle.
Yeah, I think we do see Jaden Turner in.
2
Hand off to Gustavo Castaneda. Brought down by Jesus Perez of the Stallions. Second down.
Indeed, Jaden Turner is in at quarterback now for the Highlanders. 9 seconds left in the quarter. Will they get the playoff before the end of the quarter? Indeed, they do. Turner fires across the middle, almost intercepted. Incomplete. That ends the third quarter here at McLane Stadium. We head to the fourth quarter. 42-0. The Highlanders on top over the Madera South Stallions.
Incomplete.
And Fred, that's kind of a tough situation there, as you mentioned. Ideally, they would just want to run the football and run the clock down, not embarrass their opponents. But they start getting reserves in. They want to do some things. They want to kind of get in on the act.
Yeah, and you know, when you bring your backup quarterback in, you want to get a few throws in.
Well, that's true.
And you know, a lot of the times, and you and I have discussed this before, where I've gotten on the hot seat with a few coaches by making accusations of the run up the score. One was many years ago with Coach Blankenship at Madera, and they had beaten just a morbid Fresno High team, like 77-0, and I, you know, called him out on a late night show about running up the score, and he called me the next day at home and just, he wasn't mad, he was more informative and said, I wasn't trying to run it up. He said we were ahead by 45 at the half, and back then they didn't have a running clock, and he had 60 or 70 guys on his team. He said, I wanted everybody playing, and these guys had been busting their butts in practice that are third and fourth string. They get the chance to play, and I can't tell them not to play hard. And I get that.
The loud pass, going to be a first down, and then maybe 5 more for the Highlanders. I think the question becomes, when do you stop throwing the football and just run the football?
Yeah, well, and when you only have 26 guys, you don't have a lot of subs to bring in. And with the running clock, even when you're getting clocked like the Stallions are now, this still gives more touches, more playing time to the guys on the Stallion team, and it could pay dividends down the road.
Definitely true. Very true. Highlanders keeping it on the ground. Castaneda gains about 6 yards on the carry. Running clock here in the fourth quarter, as McLane sits on top by a 6-touchdown advantage, 42-0. Taking a look at Castaneda's run. Jaden Turner, then at quarterback. We saw him start a week ago. Second down play looks like it's going to be close to first down yardage. Gets to the Madera South 49-yard line. And the chain crew is moving the chains as though it's definitely a first down, although it has not been.
We have a Stallion down.
Now it is, yes,
on the near sideline.
Another injury.
You know, one of the other games, Dan, that got out of hand, I think this may have been before Pancotti's time at Clovis East, and I think it was East's first or second year playing varsity football, and they were playing just an awful Roosevelt team. And that Roosevelt team had lost 30 straight games or something. And they set a record that season for the most points given up in the state of California on a 10-game season. And Clovis East was at 48-0 in the first quarter. In the first 5 times they had the ball, they scored not 5 possessions, 5 touches. They scored touchdowns on. And what can you tell a team like that? And back then when East was first getting started, they had 75 or 80 players on the team. And Coach Murphy was putting everybody in, and those young men want to play hard.
Indeed.
But some coaches are just jerks, and they'll throw a long bomb when they're ahead 55 to nothing.
Or fake a punt.
That too.
So action to resume. Turner going to throw the football. Flips it to the back, out of the backfield. He's got plenty of running room.
It's been Teebless. He has some
all the
speed
way
on
down.
him too.
Indeed, all the way down to about the 25-yard line. First down for the Highlanders. No, they'll spot the football at the 29-yard line of Madera South. Still a lot of enthusiasm on the Madera South side. Large cheerleading squad, number of fans and parents made the drive down from Madera for this game. Turner, quick toss. Oh, he's got a lot of running room, and he's got plenty of room and an end zone ahead of him, knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Another big gain for the Highlanders.
That was Isaac Richardson. Another one of these Highlander speed burners. Hadn't seen much of him, and gives us a chance to see what he can do.
Ball's at the 5-yard line, first and goal for McLane. 8:39 and counting on the scoreboard clock. The senior night for the Highlanders, a successful senior night at that. Parents of the senior players, senior cheerleaders, and senior band members recognized before the game and at halftime. Keeping it on the ground, down to the goal line, into the end zone, and it is a touchdown.
That was Cedric Hughes for the Highlanders.
So Cedric Hughes adds to the scoring with a 5-yard touchdown run.
What up, what up, what up?
And they have punched touchdowns in all 4 quarters tonight. Snap rolls on the ground, but he still manages to get the kick off, and it's successful.
They must practice that. Valadez did a great job of pretty much kicking that off the ground, laying sideways.
So we have another look at it, that it rolled back. And they managed to get a grip on it and then get it upright. And the extra point pushes the lead now to 49-0 with 7 minutes remaining here from McLane Stadium. Be with us again next Friday. We've got another good one, and it is a big one in the North Yosemite League race. McLean High and Sunnyside High at Sunnyside Stadium. Game will kick off at 7:30. We'll be on a couple of minutes prior with the pregame show. So join us here on CMAC for high school football next Friday night. After this one, only 2 weeks of the regular season remain. And the title races, the quest to get into the playoffs, really picking up now. Any update from Madera?
I'm checking it out now.
And has Hoover reached the 500 mark yet in points scored?
Well, Central has come back to take the lead on Clovis East, 37-35. Out at Central, Clovis leads Buchanan 21-13.
Kickoff a little bit shorter, fielded at about the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought out across the 20, maybe the 22-yard line, where the Madera South will begin this possession.
Clovis North has taken, I believe, the first lead of the game on Clovis West, 28-21 out at Buchanan. Okay, working our way down.
Five minutes and 30 seconds left in this ball game.
Well, we still have Torres with a 34-30 lead on Sunnyside.
Boy, what a battle that is.
Still says halftime there, so I'm not sure what's happening. Let me check that Hoover score. Yeah, I'm going to try and get an update because for some reason, I don't think it's 444-0.
Well, us Hoover alums can hope.
Yeah. And one of the other scores, let me scroll back up. Whenever you're headed east on 58, when you're heading to Barstow for some reason, I wouldn't know why, or Vegas, you go past Boron, and the Boron Bobcats have always had a pretty good football tradition. Sometimes they've had to play just 8 men, and tonight Boron I think's only lost one game, but they were losing to Rosemont 32-12. Now they've got the lead 34-32 over in Rosemont in that game. Moreno.
The 33. Rosemont, of course, home to the World Gold Panning Championships each year.
Really?
Yeah. Would I pull your leg?
Maybe.
Not tonight.
I would have went with, maybe copper or silver, but okay.
World Gold Panning Championships out of Rosemont, yeah.
Who's the defending champion there?
I don't know. It was about 30 years ago that I went down and covered it. 4 minutes left in the game. First down for Madera South. Out to the 38-yard line.
See, Dan, if you would have been up to your usual game, when I asked who is the defending champion, you would have said like Jake O'Doul. Or you would have snapped something back. So you're slacking on me here.
We had been talking about Petaluma and mentioned the World Arm Wrestling Championships. Very good possibility had I mentioned the great Dot Jones, that I might have been right that she was the defending champion, but I think it's been a few years, I'm guessing, since she has participated in that. But wow, she was a dominant force, the former Fresno State shot putter.
All right.
Who we see pop up on television from time to time in shows and commercials.
The handoff is to Moreno. Roland Smith with the tackle for your Highlanders.
Madera South getting the nose of the football to their own 40-yard line, and yet another first down with 2:54 to play. Big win for McLane.
Yeah, this is just far and away the best McLane team we've seen in a long, long time.
Well, Andrew Pancotti has done a terrific job growing the program these last several seasons. Moreno stuffed at the line of scrimmage, no gain. But boy, he has had a terrific night. And the reward for the success is a big game next week with Sunnyside. Could have North Yosemite League title implications, playoff possibilities, and one we hope you will join us if you can't be at the game and enjoy high school football in person. Join us here on CMAC next Friday night at 7:30. Moreno once again spinning. Might have picked up a yard, maybe two. Inside of 2 minutes now, 1:49 to play.
Moreno on the carry. Highlanders, that's going to bring up third down.
3rd and 7 play. Ball placed at the 47-yard line of the Stallions.
Well, that center just keeps firing out. I love seeing that.
I think we have an equipment issue, and a player is being sent off. That looks like McDonald. Yeah, Johnson talked to me about that a few weeks ago. Said that one of the manufacturers is churning out pants that are very, very short, that do not reach the knee, and CIF rules say that Ortiz gets out close to a first down. The spot's going to determine whether he gets it or not.
Octavio Flores with the quarterback run.
Looks like they're going to mark it a yard, maybe a yard shy of the first down. But watch him, little pump fake, freezes the defender there, and he's able to ramble right past the defender. So it's going to be 4th down and a yard. But Matt mentioned one of the manufacturers is producing football pants that are very short, with about an inch or two off the knee. And CIF regulations stipulate that the pants have to cover the knee.
Okay.
So in pregame, officials are checking, and that's the end of the ball game. As time runs out, our final score from McLane Stadium, the host McLane Highlanders 49 and the Madera South Stallions nothing. And now the coaching staff at McLane High turns all their attention to the big game next week with Sunnyside High. That'll have league title and playoff implications. And Fred, we saw a little bit of everything tonight, but it was 3 huge turnovers that really swung the tide.
And this is it's unfortunate that the Stallions got beat as bad as they did. They played hard the entire game. They were outmanned, but what I like, both teams got out of this without any injuries. It was a remarkably well-played game. You didn't have a lot of chippiness, and it's just this was a good win for McLane. And with the Stallions, back to the drawing board. They have a couple of games left, and give these young men some valuable experience. Where down the road it could pay dividends for them.
They were outstanding between the 20s. Their running game off tackle, up the middle, really picked up a lot of yardage. It was just the unfortunate turnovers, couple of interceptions, the one field goal attempt that was blocked and taken back 81 yards, and one of the interceptions was run back. Another one a couple of plays later turned into a long touchdown pass. 21 points right there that might have changed the game.
And a serious optimist could still point to the time of possession, which would be overwhelmingly in favor of the Stallions. And Dan, I hate to bring this to you, but right before halftime, Roosevelt in fact leads Hoover 26-0.
I knew it was too good to be true. There was one of the interceptions that was run all the way back for the score. But the Highlanders, make no mistake about it, yes, they benefited from 3 turnovers and turned them into 21 points, but they're a much improved and a very good football team, as we saw tonight. They have a lot of speed, particularly on the perimeter, and on this senior night that honored parents of the players, the cheerleaders, band members, an emotional night all the way around, and a fun night all the way around for McLane High as they come away victorious by a final score of 49-0.
Well, they're talented. They kind of lack in numbers, but they're a very well-coached football team. And this is just far and away, not 180 would be about as much as you can say. But this was a team that was 0-10 6 years ago, and I think they were 1-9 the year before that. And it was just that they were not a good football team at all. And to see this now, all right.
Good discipline,
yep.
Minimal penalties. We know the coaching staff has been trying to work on cutting down on some of the penalties, some of the knuckleheadedness, if you will, which they have successfully done. And a good win tonight for the McLane Highlanders, 49-0, the final score over the Madera South Stallions. Tough one for Madera South. They know this is going to be a rough season. Their numbers are minimal. They're optimistic looking toward the future. And it's got to be a lot of optimism in the McLane sideline as well. After the 49-0 win, looking ahead next week to a big game with Sunnyside. Glad you were with us tonight here on CMAC. For the coach, Fred Clark, I'm Dan Taylor. Be with us again next Friday night at 7:30. Sunnyside High, McLane High. Title implications. Join us again here on CMAC. Thanks, everybody, and good night.